In this video, I'm going to demonstrate some creative things that you can do with a handheld fog machine and just one light. But I'm also going to tell you about an accessory that you can get at Home Depot for $3.26 that will forever change how you use your handheld fog machine. Yeah, I'm going to teach you how to control your fog machine just like that. Stick around. Recently, Colbor reached out to me and asked me if I would review their little handheld fog machine, the F5, and they even suggested a title for my video. How to make a creative video at home with just one handheld fog machine and one light. Apparently, they thought that would be enough to sucker people in, and it looks like it worked. So I looked at this machine online and it did seem interesting. But the big question to me was, what one light should I use? So I reached out to Colbor and I said, hey, I have a lot of lights, but do you really want me showing another brand's light, or do you want me to use one of yours? And you know what? It worked. They suckered for it and sent me this light, the W100R. Yeah, look at this thing. Pretty cute. Now this is a full-colored 100-watt light, and yeah, it's really small. Probably one of the most compact little 100-watt lights that I've seen. Now I'll probably do a video about this light later, comparing to some of the other similar lights that I have. If you want to see that, well, I suggest you subscribe so that you can see those. Just saying. Now this light doesn't have a built-in battery, it has a DC connection right here. But it also has a USB connection where you can plug in a power bank. Just make sure that it's more than 100 watts because, well, you know, this is 100 watts, so it makes sense. Colbor sells a specific battery handle that you can get, but you can also use a third-party one like this. I'll put the links to both of them in the descriptions. Yeah, I think this will work just fine. Now, before I discuss the tips and tricks about using a fog machine, I want to compare this to the only other fog machine that I own, and that's the Ulanzi fog machine. Now to me, the Colbor and the Ulanzi, well, they're a little different size, but they seem to weigh about the same. The Colbor is awfully taller, but the Ulanzi is a little chubbier. Okay, chubby is probably a little rude. Let's just say it has more girth. The Colbor actually has this trick up its sleeve. It actually can rotate like that. Not sure why that's important at all, so I don't even know why I mentioned it. Both of these are 40 watts. They use pretty much the same technology, and they use the same fog juice. So let's compare them right now. Okay, I've charged the batteries up overnight, and here we go. Low battery. I've had so much trouble with the batteries on this Ulanzi unit. If you'd like to see a video about all the trouble that I've had, you can watch it over there, but it's painful. Let's just move on to the Colbor. So I can't show you the difference, but I can show you that the Colbor's atomizer is much larger than that of the Ulanzi. So in theory, it'll give you more fog. At least it'll hold more fog juice. The Colbor comes with everything you need, including this little handy remote. Yeah, pretty cool. But a lot of fog machines come with a remote, but this one also comes with this really cool accessory that is both a fan and a light. Yeah, just pop off the top, which is magnetic, and this little unit is magnetic as well, and clips on right like that. Yeah, so instead of coming out like this, and then there are a couple of buttons here you can turn the fan on, and then it comes out like this. Yeah, this is really great for hazing an entire room very quickly. Fantastic. The fan also has a light on it, which seems like a pretty cool idea, but you know what? Let me show you why it's not. You turn the fog on, and well, it lights up just a little bit here with the color, and then it falls off. If you want to light your smoke, well, you're going to have to light it from further away and have it be much brighter. That's just physics. But I guess if it's the only light in your scene, well, maybe that will work. Yeah. All right, I guess I could see this working in some circumstances. Not very many. The fan is cool though. Oh, and another thing that I really appreciate about the Colbor over the Ulanzi is the USB-C port is right here on the front, and you can set it down and plug it in. Whereas on the Ulanzi, yeah, they put it on the bottom. So if you plug it in to charge it, well, you can't actually set it down. You've got to, well, yeah. And then I worry about the fog juice leaking out. Maybe I shouldn't worry about that, but you know what? I want to set it up like that when I charge it. Is that too much to ask? But now I want to get on to the little accessory that I found at Home Depot that turns this fog machine into a much better fog machine. And that's this little 1/4 inch plastic tube. Voila. Yeah, This is great because I can put this in a lot of places that this is simply too big to go. It also has the benefit of taking it off and you still have juice inside of the tube. You get about that much for 10 feet. If you want more, you can buy a 20-foot version of this, or even longer. So in the opening, I just ran this tube up my sleeve, and then I filled it full of juice, and I had my daughter just puff it as I snapped. Yeah, I'm going to teach you how to control your fog machine just like that. Okay, I could have done a little better job. If you look closely, you can actually see the tube. I probably could have hidden that better. Now, if you just take the tube and you stick it down into the fog machine, well, when you do it, there'll be a little leak here at this side before it comes out on the other side. The way you fix that is, well, I put a little gaff tape on there so it kind of fits in there a little more snugly. So we go just like that. Yeah, with no leak here. But if you want to spend another $5, well, you can get this little bargain right here. And this is an adapter that will take a thread mount to the hose. And then just take this piece and then just remove that little unit right there. Yeah. Take that. That will go in here. This will attach just like that. Yeah. And now you've got this on the end of your hose at all times and you just snap it in and there shouldn't be a leak. Yeah. What? I got a leak. Dang it. This was going to be so cool. All right, I'm going to have to put some Teflon tape on here. Let's try that. Like most of my projects, it's getting more expensive by the minute. All right, I'll wrap a little Teflon tape around here, just like that. Let's see if that holds any better. If not, I'm going to give up and go with the gaff tape. All right, moment of truth. Ah, Teflon tape. Or just use the gaff tape. So if I have a prop that I want to smoke, well, all I have to do is attach this somewhere, like on the back. Probably not a good idea to cover the fan, but it'll just free for a moment. Again, I think the best thing to do is fill it up, get it nice and full. So now someone off stage can just blow on this, and we get our effect. They want a little more? Blow a little more. Do you want a lot? Well, plug it in and go to town. Yeah, fantastic. Me, I think more is probably less. I mean, less is probably more. Now there are some controls on this fog machine, so it's not just all or nothing. You can put out a little bit of fog and you can have a lot of fan, or a lot of fog with a little fan. You can control that using this tiny little screen. You just press which one of these modes you want, and then using the plus or minus button, you can turn it up or down. It's pretty easy. Turn the fan up, but the amount of fog down. So let's just see what we get. Yeah, see, puts out a lot less. Looks like there's 4 levels. Also, when you go up, you get more noise and, of course, more fog. But with the fog all the way up and the fan down, well, let's see what we get there. Yeah, a little lower noise and more fog. And there's this little diffuser that you can put on the end, and that kind of turns the fog into more of a dry ice look. But being right close to the light, well, the heat is actually pushing the fog away. And of course, you can always blow the fog away as well. Now, the first thing you need to understand about smoke is, well, it's white and it needs contrast. If I do the same thing again against a white background, well, you're not going to see as much smoke, even though it's clearly all here. We can add a light and aim it so that it's just lighting up the fog and not the background. And that helps a little against this white shirt, but you know what? It's best if you have a dark background. Now I want to go over some of the options you have for lighting smoke, because you can light it from the side like this. That works pretty good. You can also light it from the front. Also works really well. But you can also light from the back. And here you just get, yeah, really a wild look. You gotta be careful because sometimes this will actually blow everything out. You can also go from down low, catch it here. Yeah, that works good too. If you find the sweet spot, well, you can keep it off the talent and also get it on the fog. You got a lot of creative choices about where to put your light. My suggestion is try them all and see which one looks right for you. Now, most of the time your light is going to be off camera and it's going to be lighting up whatever you have. But sometimes you want to be able to see that shaft of light. In order to do that, you're going to need some haze from a fog machine. All right, let's see how fast it takes to haze a room. All right, let's just let that settle in. So with the light at my back, well, we can get a little look that looks like this, sort of like there's a projector or a bright light in the background, something you wouldn't see if we didn't have the smoke. Yeah, so without it, well, you still see a little blue rim light, but you don't see the atmosphere around it. That's what this can do for you. But by now you probably guessed that this new little fog machine is my favorite little fog machine, but the principles work regardless of what fog machine you have. This one, the Ulanzi, or any other. Hey, the YouTube algorithm thinks you should watch that video right over there. And who are you to stand in the way of progress? Hey, thanks for stopping by.